What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Meter Dunk. I don't want to take too much of y'all time. I'm back. Um, I don't want to give y'all the fake promises, but I'm gonna be uploading a lot. I'm gonna be making sure I'm real consistent. Right now, as y'all can see with the title, I'm here to just talk about the best builds at every single position, whether it be in twos and threes and fives. I'm about to show y'all pretty much a template for every build y'all should be making. And I'm gonna have more tips and tricks and everything for the builder in the future. Once I get my hands on the game, I'm gonna be able to tell you. But these are pretty much builds that I've, if not made myself, I've seen across the community, from other top players who've created builds based on what they know they're gonna want to do at their position at a high level. So you can rest assured that at least for the start of the game, I'm giving you the information to put your best foot forward. So I want to start really with the twos. A lot of people play twos, grind the game twos. A lot of people are shooting guards. This is the type build. I think the 6'8" is going to be super viable. As y'all can see, 6'8", 190, 6'8" wingspan. Good defense, good act, good ball handle, good get every, the Zach LaVine dribble style, all types of stuff like that. Like, this is going to be a good build day one. The speed is something to be desirable. You know what I'm saying? So if you wanted to take caps and take off some rebound probably. If you're playing twos, it is good to have rebound though. If you might want to take off rebound to put on maybe some speed if you're playing really only fives. You could also take off the rebound more just for the driving dunk. Like, I wouldn't have all this O board. I really just have only B board. You could lower the free throw a little bit if you wanted to. Lower the block maybe to get some more attributes, stuff like that. But this is a really good build. I think this is a super safe option day one for prime on fives, twos. If you want to play twos and parking stuff, you're grinding, super safe options. These are super safe builds day one. These is like 2/shooting guard builds. It's a 6'5". I think the 6'5s are so soup. You're gonna be able to get a lot of the best dribble moves. I would say that he gets the I want to say this is gold pace. Pace badge, super important. I want everybody to understand, like, pace is gonna be the badge. It's the badge that, like, along with lightning launch, it's all one, but you really need the pace badge. That's what's gonna really allow you to speed boost. 77 steal, silver interceptor, that's huge. We gotta remember with all these builds though, guys, when we're unlocking stuff, we're gonna have plus twos, the synergy, which is and I'm gonna be able to explain that more to you guys in depth. Synergy and plus twos over these next couple videos, especially when I touch the game, and I'll make sure I get that to you as soon as I touch it. But with all these plus twos and synergies and being able to combine badges, you don't need to have the max attribute to be able to effective. So I don't necessarily believe 99.3 is going to be the thing you need, even though I know that this person is going to go for 99.3. They're going to +5 when they get their cap breakers to go 99.3. And you guys got to also remember, when you guys are coming up with these builds, please make the builds knowing that you're probably going to be able to get, for sure guaranteed, 6 cap breakers early. 4 crew, level 40, one of them, and then rookie 6, if I'm not mistaken, at that level, which is easy. That's like day 2, 3 shit you can get. 6'8", another 6'8". This is a good build. Less defense, same amount of pass tech, a little more speed, less rebound and dunk. See, this is a really good one. This is probably my favorite one for the twos, and then even for threes. I think I'm a really good defender. Personally, I think I have a really good stick. If you don't feel like you have this good stick, okay, go 85 for him. Go 80 something steal. Whatever you need to get that silver glove, that gold glove, go higher steal. But if you feel like you got stick on defense, you're able to defend, I think 82 per him, 77 steals enough. Now, block, I think he needs more block not necessarily for the block rating for you guys who may not be as in the comp scene. Block isn't really just for the block rating. When you have higher block, you get better jumps in general. Better jumps, more powerful jumps off the ground to contest jump shots, contest layups, contest stuff in the interior. So block is super important. But this isn't a bad build day one. You gotta remember, we can't have everything day one. We're 85 overalls, no cap breakers. We're gonna have some holes in the build, but it's about what you can work with and what works for you. And it's also about what your teammates are gonna have, and you gotta work off that. So I think this is a good build for threes, fives. Now we get into like the threes, the small guards. This is what, me, myself, I'm gonna be really making a lot of different small guards this year. I think that I'm really good at making a lot of small guards. I had definitely a lot of interesting builds last year that I thought would work for a lot of people. This is just a good all-around day one build. You got the 92 ball handle. You cap breaker it early, you get about 95. Speed ball 2 off of the 93 for that half pace. Great perimeter, great steal. You're not a liability on defense. You got everything. You can dunk. Good 3-pointer, probably plus something in the caps for more 3. I don't love that you don't get midi, but this is really more, I would say, a 3s build because you can tell by the defense. So this is so you're not a liability on that 3s court. If you like to play stage, you're going to play any competitive, maybe the 3v3 crew 3s where, you know, you might run into some sweats. This is good. You're going to have defense on your build. So I would definitely recommend that. Another build right here. This build has 87 drive-in, 80 act, 92, 93. Love that half pace. 94 good speed. Also, you got to remember the badge, the fast break badge. I can't remember the name for the life of me right now. I think at 87, 81 you get it at gold, and then at 95 and 91 you get it at half. It's whatever you do running off ball, and you get this. I want to say at silver, which isn't bad, but the speed rating itself is good. I like this. That'd be good for running to break out the corner, stuff like that. This is a good build, all around good build. Definitely something I'd recommend making. This is a safe option. And what I'm trying to preach to y'all is that day one, we're not making the build we're using all year. Just get that out there. You're not making the build you're using all the way. Let's see how long this build can last us though. Let's make a build that can last us a month or two. We can grind the game effectively when we get caps, and then when we make our mid-year build, our 2-3 months year in build, we'd be able to get our bang for our buck. You know what I'm saying? VC not cheap. I don't know, you know, if you guys are rich, but I'm not trying to pay $100 every week making a new build. I'm trying to make my build last as long as possible. So this is another build. This is another 3s build. I want to say this one is another, I want to say 6'3". Yeah, 6'3". This build is great too. And all around it, right? Everything you need. Dunk, good perimeter, good defense, 95 ball handle, 93 speed ball, good pass act. Not bad pass act. Now, see, we don't know yet. This is the only thing about builds like this. We don't know if 80 to 75 pass act is viable. Nobody really knows yet because the pass act in the demo and whatever they were playing, whatever you want to call it, a demo, it looked troll, but we don't know if it's troll yet. So, to be honest, I would say that there's many things that you would have to just take into account, take with a grain of salt, and just the pass act. It might be good, it might not be. I'd recommend myself. When I'm making builds, I really don't go under 80. I haven't gone under 80 on a point guard in years. I recommend 80 is always like a little threshold. Even on 2K, even if it doesn't necessarily give you a badge, you can necessarily count on like a certain level of pass act to give you like better pass animations. Like 80, 87, stuff like that. I like that build though. As we move into these are like the small guard options. I don't really feel like there's much more you can do. You know what I'm saying? And then I want to say, look, when you guys are making these builds, again, make these builds preference for you. If you don't feel like you need all that ball handle, the 6 you want might be 92 ball handle. Okay, then don't go 95, go 92, go 91. If you don't feel like you're going to need half pace, then put that attribute. So you want to dunk, put it more on dunk. You want to shoot middies, put it more on midi. Make the build for you. All the builds by the middle of the year are going to be good. You don't need to make the same thing everybody else is making. That being said, this is a lock. This is a lock for 3s and 5s. Now, I think in both modes you should have rebound, especially at the beginning of the year. Look, it was cute last year. Everybody was able to dribble back to reality. It's probably not going to be the case this year where everybody has ball handle in the beginning at the lockdown position. So if I'm y'all, what I would do is make locks that can rebound. Rebounding is so big. It's so important. In a game, you can get a couple extra possessions. It's so annoying for the other team. So I think in 3s, especially, that's huge. I know in 3s, it's precedent to have rebounding. But in 5s too, I think you lock should have rebound. This is probably more 3s. You see the free throw not really that good. Speed good, agility good. It got the strength too, a little bit more than usual for some people. Got decent vert. This is a solid build. This isn't bad. Got block. This is a good day one lockdown. This isn't end of the year ready for it, but it's a solid day one lock. This build, I like this build a lot. See, one thing about it is the agility is so important. It got way more agility. You're going to have, I would love for it to, you're probably going to cap burger the speed. I love the more pass X, 70 pass X also, I think like a threshold. The good perim, good steal, good enough block to get good animations on jumps. Get Grimes, good rebound, enough dunk to get past for the time period. You know what I'm saying? This is a good lock. These are good lockdowns. These are. I'm just giving y'all templates, right? Just templates. All I can do is give y'all a blueprint and go for your work on. So now this is a lock that I'd say is more for fives. They don't go rebound. They just go straight steal prim. This is like 99 steal, double 99, which is what a lot of locks have last year. Good speed and agility. You're going to be one of the fastest locks. You're going to have a lot of speed. Hoff, they're going probably +5 speed too eventually. Or they'll probably do +2 prim, whatever plus steal, and then some speed to get that Hoff flash. I want to say that's the badge. So yeah, they're gonna definitely have. This is a good build. I think 87 dunk, good. You know, a lot of people like to call cuts for their lock, whether it be in 3s or 5s. I think that's great. Another 6-6 lock. Just different variations. I like this. See the pass act. You see everybody sacrifices something if you don't know. See now this guy doesn't have any act, but he has enough dunk. I think that's good enough. Prim, steal, block, rebound, ball handle, and speed. If I'm being honest with you, I think this is the best 6-6 I've seen. If I were to make a build day one at lockdown, I think this would be my build. Now, can you really make passes that aren't cross court? You can't throw no dots. Not really. Most of y'all can't see anyway. And like I said, I wouldn't do that if I were y'all. I would just make this build. You know what I'm saying? If I'm me, I would make this build like this. Cat Burger the dunk eventually too. Got 75 vert, rebounding. This is a great all-around great lockdown build. Great lockdown build. Now the interesting lockdown builds is something like this. This is 6-4 lock. A lot of people are dabbling back in the 6-4 locks like it's 2K25. Me personally, if I'm you guys, I'm staying away from this. The game has been all about getting your hands up, getting a contest for years now. If you're a 6-4 lock, you're playing against a 6'8 shooting guard. If your shooting guard is getting cooked and you got to go guard him, it's runs. Now, I said specifically I labeled this a 3s lock because there's no way, it has no place in 5s. In 3s, maybe this could work. You know, you're really fast. Got ball handle, speed ball. You got all the things you might need. A lot of 3s. So you're going to be checked. You're going to be an offensive weapon. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be really fast. You're going to be really good. And the mismatch expert, or, you know what I'm saying, might not hit as hard with you. Or mini marksman, I'll call it. I'm sorry. Mini marksman. It might not hit as hard, but it's definitely still a build that I think is maybe worth making, but not, in my opinion, I wouldn't personally. This is a 3s big. 3/power forward and 5s. For 3s, I like it early, you know. This is like everything. You know, 3s power forward is not, it's a hard build to mess up. I don't want, if you guys are the big in y'all group, making a 3s big for, you know, your little group. There's no real wrong answer on the test. You know what I'm saying? You go 6'7", you go 6'8", you go 6'9". There's no wrong answer for the 3s big. You know what I'm saying? This is just a solid all-around build. Got everything. Decent ag. You got param. You need to switch on ball. Got interior. Got a decent block rating. Good steal rating. This is just the do-it-all, just classic power forward we've seen for the last couple of years. This is just a solid build. Can't go wrong with it. I labeled this build as special because this is what a top power forward made. If you guys are familiar with the player named Jay Snags and Prime, been good in Prime and been good in 3s. This is a build that he created. He wanted to make. If y'all ever want to follow him on Twitter, at Jay Snags, he made a good build. I think that this is a build that he'll definitely use day one, probably 99 steal. Good rebounding. The act will probably get Cat Breaker too for, you know, the one thing about that power forward, you get the rebound, throw the break. You're going to have a decent accuracy, good strength, good vert. All around going to be a good build day one. I don't know if he's using Culver. I don't know what the jump shot meta is going to be in the corner. I would assume so. Culver will be okay. If Culver's in the game, T-Mac, whatever the case may be, he's going to have it. Yeah, this is going to be all around. This is going to be a solid build. It's another 3s big. Just another, I mean, it's pretty much all, I think these are all like almost copy paste. Now, the only reason I don't really like this one for 5s is because of the pass sec. This is really just more 3s. You know, you got more speed than some of these other guys. More dunk individually. This is your big, this is like your 3s big man who's like a little offensive. Gonna be able to shoot, gonna eventually get Grimes. This is a big I'd make if I'm strictly a 3s guy. I'm a stage guy. I'd make something around these lines. I don't think that that's a bad build at all. 3s and 5s power forwards. This is another build. This is 99 steal. Now, this build's kind of cracked on defense. You're pretty much going to be the best defender on the floor. Offensive is kind of something to be desired. No real dunk. Kind of can't really call you on a cut. You're gonna be still chick out the corner. Rebounding is solid. The speed is great too. So this is like a damn near min weight. Not min weight. I think you're not 236, but 242, almost min weight. So you have 89 speed. You're gonna be flying. 99 steal after caps. You're gonna be flying around the court. So this is like if you're a type power forward, you feel like you like to play at the free throw line. Straight to slip. Be square to the ball, but be in front of the slip, like the front of the slip. This is something I think you'd make. And if you didn't also get any terms I'm talking about, I'm gonna be dropping again, guys. I'm gonna be consistent. I'm gonna be dropping lots of tutorials on whether it's builds, whether it's just gameplay, just everything. Just trying to help you guys out. Anybody's new, I'm just trying to help you guys out become better players. So yeah, I think this build's good. I love this build. If you guys play with a really good guard, whether it be twos, it be threes. You play a really good guard in the park with a really good guard in the park, and you just don't need to shoot that much. Look, just get it. Go get this rebound. Go double. Go get my rebound. Be fast on defense. You're a big body. You're gonna be able to dunk all this. You're just a pure inside. Some might call it the good boy build. You're setting screens. I don't see it like way. I think this is good basketball. This is probably something I'd make when I'm not playing guard. If I want to just chill, I don't really want to think too much. I just want to play the game. I'm gonna make this 6'9". Go play with one of my friends who are really good guards, who are going to shoot every shot. And I'm going to give my rep. This is the rep grind build right here. You want a rep grind? This is the build. 6'9" inside. This build can go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? This is something 100% I'd make. This next build. This is a center from a really good center made this. Low-key guy. If y'all want to give him a follow on Twitter as well. Really good center. Been a top center for years. He made this build. This is a really good center build, 99 rebound. Eventually, this build's going to cap break to a pop. But for now, it's an inside. You're going to get that 93 pass eventually. But right now, 87, 89 is still good for the beginning of the game. All the driving, standing dunk, all the contact thresholds you need. 84 block, 70 steal, which is, you're not a cone out the corner. This is good D. You're going to be able to play D out the corner. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of centers don't really take too much of an account in having pride on defense, but you're going to be really good on defense on this build. So I think that's something you should make. Something you should consider making. 6'11". Let me zoom in for you guys. 6'11". This is why I like this build, right? Now, in the past for me, right, I've noticed that I think 84 block at times can be inconsistent depending on the player. And it also depends on how hard you're swinging. But I definitely believe that 88 to 93 block definitely makes a difference, and I love 88 block. I love 88 block coming out the corner, 85 interior coming out the corner, especially on a game that they buffed the paint so much. And when your power forwards beat somebody swinging, you need somebody that they have stats that are actually going to be able to get a paint stop, and that's so important on this team. I think defense is going to be so important. So this build is great to me. You still got enough finishing to get by, so much rebounding, and listen, beginning of the game, man, a lot of this shit's coming off the rim hard. People not making shots. 100% get rebounded. We don't need you. Not everybody got to be a pop. You don't got to be the guy popping like you were last year. The game's changed. I think being inside early might be more effective. It's got all the pass sec, still all the fixings of a great center for the most part. Besides probably being able to pop eventually, it's going to really be more of an inside build. I like this build a lot though. This is definitely like an inside. If you're going to make an inside, I definitely say come like 88 block or come higher steal, something like that. You can make an impact on that other end. You know what I'm saying? I think this is another version of the build, if I'm not mistaken. This is there's 6'11". There's a 6'11" version, and there's a 7-foot version. Yeah, these are both really good builds, man. You want to do something like this, come something like this. This last build, this is a threes power forward, fives, threes big, fives power forward. This is another great player, Clean Steals. He made this build, and this is just a really good build he made. I think that this is like really a little bit of everything. And why I like this build actually so much is that he's not really sacrificing anything besides ball handle. This is a build that's really reminiscent of how the builds were last year. And he has dunk. He can do everything on offense. He's going to be able to dunk. If he's able to shoot consistently with these numbers, then he'll be fine. But, Quinn is a top player. So usually, with the upper echelon guys, they're able to shoot the ball with lower ratings versus, a little bit more of a casual player. He has the speed. strength, vert. I like this build a lot. He's going to be able to do everything. He's going to be able to switch on ball, good interior. 84 block, I think there's something to be desired, but obviously I think a lot of people have to go 84 because it's just the builder's hard right now, you know what I'm saying? But with Synergy and all that stuff, you're going to be able to put up the block badges like High Flying Denier and Paint Patrol, all those type badges. So I definitely think this is a good build. All in all, I think that's a good build. And with that being said, that's pretty much all I wanted to go over. I appreciate you guys if you guys have been watching up until this point. I'm streaming on Twitch almost every day when the game comes out at Meter Dunk with 2Ks on Twitch. I'm gonna be posting TikToks, same ad, Meter Dunk with 2Ks, and yeah, just overall, I'm gonna be giving y'all the best builds, best tutorials in both 3s and 5s. Just overall the metas, and I'm gonna be able to show you how to get better. So appreciate if y'all give a sub, a like, and I'm out. Appreciate y'all.